relatives of Denis Donaldson, who was a Sinn Féin stalwart and MI5 spy, say Irish state's adjournments are intolerable. He was shot dead in 2006 in Donegal, and the inquest into his death has been delayed 18 times. And let's talk now to Solicitor for the Family, Ciaran Shiels. Ciaran, hello to you.
Good morning.
Have I that figure right? 18 times now that the inquest has been delayed.
Yes, that's right. There's been some debate whether it's 18 or 19, but certainly it's been delayed, adjourned upon application of Garda Síochána now for at least 18 times.
Just give us a recap, if you will, Ciaran, on the details and why we are waiting for an inquest. Denis Donaldson was shot in Donegal in 2006 in a cottage that he owned.
Yes, that's right. He had been one of three defendants in a major criminal trial in Belfast called the Stormont Gate case, in which three persons were alleged to have been collecting information on behalf of the IRA whilst Sinn Féin was effectively part of the power sharing executive in the north. That case collapsed spectacularly in and around December 2005, and the week after the case collapsed, Denis Donaldson received a threat notification from the PSNI advising him that he was to be outed by the media as an informer. He admitted his role as an informer within days. He fled to a holiday home in Donegal. He was exposed there by a Sunday World journalist, and he was murdered in Donegal shortly thereafter on the 4th of April 2006.
Now, the normal procedure would be that there would be an inquest into deaths like this. Why has the inquest been delayed 18 times?
The inquest opened in 2007 for the purposes of facilitating the family obtaining a death certificate. But the inquest proceedings have been adjourned upon application of the Garda Síochána pursuant to the Coroners Act of 1962 in the South, on the basis that criminal proceedings are contemplated. Now, and that there's an ongoing investigation. Now, the family's position is there has been no meaningful investigation that has taken place so far. Certainly no criminal proceedings have arisen. In April 2012, the inquest was told that a file was being sent to the DPP within weeks. We found out yesterday that wasn't true. But there doesn't seem to have been much progress since.
Just on that, Ciaran, you say that there was to have been a file sent to the DPP within weeks in 2012. You were told that at an inquest, and that's why there was an agreement then to delay the inquest at that point in time, because proceedings were very much at a very advanced stage, shall we put it that way. You're saying that wasn't true. Was that said in court yesterday?
We learned yesterday in the course of essentially a resume of the mentions before the coroner that file wasn't in fact sent to the department until the October of that year. So it was a considerable period after the family were in fact told that the department would be in receipt of the Garda file. But the family acknowledge that in this case, it's a complicated enough case that a measure of delay in the hearing of an inquest has to be anticipated. But there comes a point where the delay becomes unlawful and intolerable for those affected by the death. And it's the position of the family that this threshold has been reached and in fact long since passed, and that there's now inordinate and inexcusable delay. And the delay, we would say, is unprecedented in the history of the state, and it's only adding to the grief of the family because they wish to see closure to this matter.
Did the guards not say yesterday that they were advancing with this case?
They have said that, and they have said that on almost every occasion when the matter has come before the coroner.
Did they not say they had fresh evidence yesterday?
They said yesterday that they had received evidence in March, and that it would take some time to process that evidence. Now, we have been hearing since 2012 that this line of inquiry has been ongoing for at least a year before that. So that takes us back to 2011. There has been no information as even to the broad category of what evidence this might be, when it was actually sought exactly by way of a mutual assistance request, how it might assist the inquiry, when exactly it was received, what processing the evidence might mean, how long that'll take, and what further inquiries will result from the material that apparently has come in March, and how long that will take. So the family effectively see the current inquest proceedings as a merry-go-round. The coroner cannot start the inquest by dint of the current legislation, because the superintendent says the criminal proceedings are contemplated, and one knows that murder investigations never close. The inquest cannot effectively get off the ground.
The fresh evidence is being reported by some media outlets as some type of journal. Have you heard that too?
No, I don't understand it to be Denis Donaldson's journal. That's a separate matter. Our understanding is that this evidence has come from an outside law enforcement agency, an outside police force. The journal relates to material that the police ombudsman's office in the north has been seeking as a result of their inquiry. This is obviously a cross-border investigation, because the family have made serious allegations in respect of the conduct of police officers in the north, and the issue in respect of Denis Donaldson's journal that he was writing at the time he was murdered is that the ombudsman have been seeking the journal from the guards, but the guards will not release it to the Ombudsman's office on security reasons. So the guards have always been in receipt of the journal, and in fact, at an early stage in the investigation, we were told that the journal would be returned to the family as part of his estate. It was only in 2009 that we were told that the journal would not be forthcoming to the family on security grounds.
So what's the next stage?
Well, the next stage is that we have initiated judicial review, pre-action judicial review correspondence to the coroner, the Department of Public Prosecutions, the Garda Commissioner, the Attorney General and the Minister for Justice, challenging the refusal to commence the inquest, challenging the actual legislation, and we have requested declarations that the current legislation, which was enacted back in 1962, is incompatible with the European Convention, and that it is now no longer constitutional.
Okay.
In 2016.
Okay, Ciaran Shiels, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
That's the family solicitor for Denis Donaldson, Ciaran Shiels, joining us on the line there. That inquest being delayed for at least the 18th time.